Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 21, aka episode 1 of season 2 of Peak in College. So we officially made it to season 2. I'm looking forward to opening up a new chapter in the Peak in College podcast. We got my good buddy Craig Nielsen here. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. Speaking of starting a new chapter, you look chiseled. Looks like you've
Oh
been
yeah,
working out for about a week.
yeah. It's been about 3 days. So yeah, that's a good follow up. I made some promises to the listeners that last episode with some New Year's resolutions. Starting January 1st, like I said, I was going to start my workout goal to go to the gym officially February 1st, right? So like you said, it's been about a week. And I said in January I was going to try to avoid the gym. So I was just doing the push-ups and sit-ups every day at home the whole month of January. I did it every single day.
Dang.
It wasn't a lot of volume, but it was something. Even when I was tired or annoyed or, I still got on the ground, did some push-ups and sit-ups. And then starting February 1st, I went to the gym. So that was Wednesday. So I
Okay.
had to find where the gym was. I didn't know where it was
What gym? What gym?
at our apartment complex.
Okay.
So it's a pretty good sized gym actually. It's very nice size. I'll have to
Sweet.
send you a snap sometime. Um,
I'm no
I
longer on
went.
Snapchat, but send it to me in text.
What happened to your Snapchat?
I just deleted it.
Oh, I probably Snapchatted you and you just never answered.
Yeah, that's why.
You should give me a heads up, dude.
Sorry, I wasn't gonna text all my Snapchat friends like, "Hey, I deleted Snapchat."
Yeah. I have a buddy that did the same thing, just purged it. What was your reasoning?
You're spending too much time. I'm actually off Instagram and Twitter right now too, but those will come back too.
You're cleaning your palate, huh?
Yeah.
Are you just like you've been just grinding for something or what?
Just studying. So just
Yeah.
trying to take away as many distractions. And then too, like, I love Twitter for like the NBA, but like I waste way too much time on it. And then like sometimes it makes me mad or just like I see so much stupid stuff. That's like I think that like 5% of what I see on like Twitter is awesome. But then like 95% of it's like pointless. So yeah, just trying to remove some distractions.
You're gonna wait till Elon Musk comes out with like a shit filter or something where you can just filter out
Yeah.
all the shit and only see the good stuff.
No, I mean, I know that that's not like, for the most part, I like my timeline, but there's still stupid videos and ads and stuff that, I don't really care about.
Yeah. Well, that's where I get most of my news. So where do you get your news? Do you watch the actual news? Read the paper?
I do like reading the paper. I'm not reading the paper right now. Mostly podcasts. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get notifications from like news, like other, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, like those, the big sites.
Yeah.
But I'm not on. Yeah. But I'll be back on Twitter in like a month or two. Don't worry.
Yeah, I have this weird feeling that your Twitter timeline is much nerdier than my Twitter timeline.
It's like all like basketball, like some like polling politics, and then like fantasy football.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I've seen you like
You're all like,
it either says like Craig Nielsen follows or it says like Craig Nielsen liked. It's always like a dynasty fantasy football thing.
yeah, there's a lot of dynasty stuff. I'm deep in the rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's good. You got to get your information from somewhere. So, well, I saw this on Twitter today. It's a good little. You planted the seed for me. I was going to bring this up, but I didn't know really how to bring it up. The Vikings hired Brian Flores as defensive coordinator. So,
I did see that.
yeah, that's a big hire. What do you think about that? What are your initial thoughts?
So my initial thought was I didn't like the Vikings defensive coordinator this year, but I think that he was working with bad players and it was a new scheme. And so before the playoff game, I was pretty much like, I don't really want to fire him because it's just gonna be another year in flux. Like I think people who don't play sports or like aren't professional athletes like underestimate how hard it is to like learn a new scheme in football or basketball, or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want to just like fire him because I think generally it takes more than a year to figure that stuff out. He didn't have the guys that he wanted. Then like the playoff game happened, like the worst defensive performance potentially like ever against like a mediocre Giants team, mediocre at best. I still was like, give him another year. He doesn't have his guys. Although, so I was not super happy about firing him. It's not that I thought he was good. I just I don't think we're going to get anything better. But I do think that Brian Flores is probably pretty, as close to a head coach or, as elite defensive coach as was available. So I was excited about that. That said, I don't know jack squat about football. So what's your take?
I think it's a great hire. Like you said, he has head coaching experience and he was a successful head coach for the Dolphins too. It's not like he was like a terrible coach. Like he was a good head coach. He's a player's guy. Like the players like playing for him. And he that was a good hire for them. I think he's going to bring a good defensive mind to their team while O'Connell brings a good offensive mind, and it's always nice to like keep those things separated. So I think that'll help, where
Yeah,
O'Connell can kind of just focus on the offense instead of having to like stress about like, oh, I don't know if this guy's doing a good job on defense. Like he's gonna be able
right.
to like hand the keys over to him, and let him roll. And like I said, I think he's a good players coach. I think the players will want to go for him. And they have some talent, right? We were kind of shocked to see how big of a drop off they had on defense. At least I was, because usually their defense is pretty stout.
Yeah, well, I mean, they were on like their four string corner, and they like started to.
Yeah,
They picked him up off the Bears practice squad. Like anytime you're starting like a four string guy that you picked off of the Bears practice squad, who had no corners, like your defense is
yeah,
pretty strong.
their
But yeah, they still
secondary,
had some big
yeah,
names.
their
But
secondary got thin for sure. But
I
yeah,
could see them drafting three cornerbacks.
yeah. You think they'll go heavy on the defensive backs?
Yeah,
Is that their biggest need?
that or I don't know, probably receiver. I think you could justify spending some high end draft capital on a receiver just because I think it's an important position. But
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
worked out. It's worked out with Jefferson.
Yeah, yeah, they got him at like 21 or something. So
Yeah, that worked out for sure. What do you think about the Vikings going forward next year with Kirk Cousins and this team again?
I think like I don't know. I'm generally a fan of like blowing it up and like trying to win a Super Bowl. But like this year was really fun for the Vikings. I think Kirk played really well. I don't like I'm not delusional. He's not a top five quarterback in the league, but he was better than he's been in the past. And I think we've got a chance to make the playoffs again next year. And when you're in that position, maybe win a playoff game or two and get lucky. And I don't know. I think I'm not expecting them to be great, but I think it makes sense to run it back rather than blow it up. I think they blow it up in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, no, I said the same thing kind of along those lines on my football podcast. It's called Amateur Hour. Check it out if you haven't
Yeah,
checked
I've,
it
I've
out
listened to
already.
it.
But I was talking about it with Nirvan, who's a big Vikings fan, and I was
Yeah,
saying like finding a good consistent quarterback is really hard in the NFL. And Kirk Cousins is a good consistent quarterback. Like, is he a stud? No, but he's a good consistent quarterback, and those are really hard to find. So I think if like you're in the draft, and maybe not this year, but probably next year or the year after for sure, and like a guy comes to your pick and like it's like a quarterback you don't want to pass up, I think you take him, to hopefully you can step to that next level. But
yeah.
he's a great bridge man until you can do that.
Let's put it this way: if the Vikings had an average defense, they probably beat the Giants.
Yeah,
And
they should
it
have beat the
wasn't Kirk
Giants.
Cousins. Kirk played pretty solid that game. So
But at least
what?
like they would have probably got their ass kicked by the Vikings or the Eagles, I mean.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So to spin it on your team quick, I know our fans love listening about football, but I have to ask you. So what do you want the Bears to do with number one pick?
I want them to trade back. I've been thinking about this for a while. I do want them to trade back. I think as much you got to get as much draft capital as you can. I think that they have way too many gaps, way too many holes. And so if you take one of those defensive guys with the first overall pick, you have a playmaker in Will Carter or Jalen Carter. However, I think you need to fill more gaps than just that one guy. So I think if you can get as many like draft picks, early draft picks as you can out of it, like I'm hoping they trade back a couple picks and then trade back a couple more picks and get like a 2024 first round pick. And that would be a good setup.
I don't want to drag this on too long, but I completely disagree.
Why?
They need to trade Justin Fields.
You're an idiot. To you
Are,
or
are you
what?
are you convinced that Justin Fields is the quarterback of the Bears?
I'm
Like
convinced. Yes.
you're convinced he's going to be a top 8 quarterback in the league someday?
Yes. 100%. I'm
Okay.
convinced.
So when do you think the Bears are ready to compete? And I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just asking questions.
I think
When
the
are the
Bear,
Bears going to be ready to compete?
I think the Bears are ready to compete next year. And I
Next
think
year, like
and I
like this year or like
this upcoming
2025?
season, yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Listen, look at it this way, okay? We
Okay.
have the number one overall pick, which we can turn into easily more picks this year and next year. We have a quarterback who I believe in, and I think the team believes in. You have, like I said, tons of gaps. However, they had a really young roster, so I think their secondary is going to be, taking another step up. They had a rookie safety who had like 6 sacks as a safety. They had, I think, 3 rookie All Pros on offense or defense, like the total team. They had 0 Pro Bowlers, so that's never a good sign. But I think like the young team is going to be able to take a step up. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs this next year, but I think the year after that they're going to be really ready to compete. I think they're going to take that next step this next year. The Lions are pretty solid. The Vikings are solid, so I think that kind of worries me for this next season. But after that, the Bears also have the number one salary cap in the NFL, so
Yeah,
I think that's going to help get some free agents.
The reason I disagree with you is they have 3 years left on Fields' rookie year deal. And then they have to, if he's good, they have to pay him a boatload of money. And so if you're not ready to compete in 2 years, like, and you pay him a ton of money and, 4 years down the road, like you've lost all competitive advantage with having it like a cheap quarterback. So I think you should trade Fields, get the same haul you would for the first overall pick, take Stroud or Young, whoever you like more, or even trade back to the two if you like them both. And then you've got a 5-year window. I think you're pushing things forward. You got a lot of gaps to fill. And if you feel confident you can fill all the gaps to compete in the next 3 years, but once that fourth year hits, it's gonna be really hard. Like that's why the Eagles are good, because Hurts is cheap. Unless Fields is gonna be Mahomes, which I mean, I guess that's a different discussion.
So you have no belief in Fields at all?
No, I'm very neutral on him. Like I think he's shown that he's talented. I think he's shown that he has some like throwing weaknesses. I'm not a quarterback, evaluator. I just think from like a team building perspective, having a good young quarterback on a rookie contract is huge. Because you don't have to, like what are the Ravens going to have to pay Lamar Jackson? Or what are the Chiefs going to start after paying Mahomes? Like that goes up so quick, and then it's so hard to pay other guys. And so you're going to have to do that with Fields in, in 3 years, or like the fourth season from now.
Yeah.
And so if you're not ready to compete in 3 years, I think your window is closing quick.
I think the fact that the Bears have been so shitty at quarterback, like pretty much my whole life, that's going to make them more willing to pay Fields because you kind of already know what you get out of them. Like if you take one of those young guys, you're kind of just resetting the clock, and it's like now you're going to give up a guy who we know he might not have been spectacular, but he made plays, he kept us in games, like almost won us games single-handedly with like the worst roster ever constructed. So I think getting rid of him and like starting from scratch would be a detrimental decision.
All right, we will bookmark this conversation. And in 4 years, episode or season, that'll be season 5. Then we'll come back to it. I'm excited.
Fine. Yeah, we'll go back. We'll come back to it and see who's right or wrong. It could be old takes exposed from me or you. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I'm hoping that it works out. What were your New Year's resolutions? Did you have any?
No, I think I just kind of said like the typical stuff, read more, study more, like be a better human. I think I said less on social media, which was good. I don't know. I'm not like a huge, I think we talked about it. I don't like, I like New Year's resolutions because I think they're good for people, but they don't really work. So I was pretty laissez-faire with mine.
Yeah. Well, it's working so far for you, I guess. You got rid of social medias, except you said you're going to relapse in like a week. So
Yeah. I have a planned relapse.
it's a good idea though for you if you're studying to like really keep your phone away.
Yeah.
I saw this little product when I was scrolling through one of my social medias. Ironically, it was like an ad for a thing, like a case that you put your phone in, and it like locks it up, and it has a little timer, so you
Oh,
can't
that's
touch your phone
sweet.
or use your phone until like the timer goes off.
I'm buying that tonight.
Yeah, I think it'll be good for you.
Yeah. I'm writing it down.
So take a look at that for me, okay? Um, have you been to a gym in a while? I mean, you look fit. Do you go to a gym?
Um, I do not go to a gym. I have a Peloton to my left here. You can't see it. And then actually I did, in New Year's, I bought a weight set, where I had some weights, but they were like pretty crummy. And then like, this is like here, I'll show you.
You got some dumbbells or what?
Yeah. It's like the kind of dumbbells where like they come apart and
Oh,
like,
yeah, the
you twist.
bionicles,
Yeah. So
the Transformers.
yeah. So they're nice. I forgot I'm talking to this mic. They're nice because don't have a ton of space in the apartment.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. That's a great idea. You find that they work pretty well so far? You like using them? Are they user friendly?
They are. Yep. I'm a big fan.
Nice.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not as nice as like, they do get kind of big and clunky. But I'm not throwing around a ton of weight, so they work for me.
Yeah, I realized that like going back to the gym is like I'm not throwing around a lot of weight, and like I was not lifting a lot. I'm trying to go for the mentality of less weight, more reps. But a lot of people
That's
that
when you're old.
if a lot of people look at what kind of weight you're slinging around, you just kind of look like kind of soft. So I think I would rather be a high weight, less reps guy. But at this point in my physical status, I need to be a low weight, more reps.
So do you think this is gonna, stay for the rest of 2023? Are you gonna lapse?
The whole 2023. Let's not get crazy. I don't know, but Jackie and I were just talking about that at dinner. I feel like she was asking me like if I felt any different, and it's been like not long enough, obviously, yet to like physically look different, but I do feel different. Like I've been waking, so I work 10:30 to 6:30 pretty much every day.
Yep.
So I've been waking up and I go to the gym before work. And I thought that that would like be difficult for me. Like then I would go to work and be exhausted, but I feel like I have more energy now.
Yeah.
Like for some reason I feel like I'm obviously tired like right when I leave the gym and like I want to just lay on bed and like take a nap, but I just fight through it. And by the time I get to work, I like feel great.
No, I think that internal nap versus like workout dilemma is like so like I deal with that like every day.
Yeah, it's like do you hit the snooze button or do you get up
Yeah.
and try to be productive?
Getting up and being productive and getting using your muscles definitely I think it actually gives you more energy.
Yeah, I feel like it's helped me out with get more energy. It's helped me like psychologically. I feel like I don't feel like such a loser, I guess. So it's
Yeah.
been good. Like and the gym is really nice. Like I wish I would have explored it earlier than 6 months into me living here, but it's pretty big. Like there's almost no one ever there. There's just one dude that is there every single day that I'm there, and he like is always pacing back and forth. But other than that, it's pretty empty.
That's nice. I feel like that's one thing where if I did go to a gym, and I probably will someday, but it's like I definitely like get intimidated, or like if there's a lot of people or it's busy, like I don't ever assert myself to be like, oh, I want to go do this lift now. I'll just wait around. So it's
Yeah.
nice that it's empty.
Yeah. And I feel the same way. Like when I was at Drake and I would go to the gym, I would feel super comfortable like going to the gym and like using any machine or lifting as much weight as I wanted. And now I just am like so self-conscious. Like I don't want to like look soft or look weak and like I don't want to
Yeah,
not know how to
right.
do something. So like I'm always self-conscious. So it's nice that like it's like the size, it's probably like 70 yards long and there's only
Oh,
like one or
nice.
two people there. So it's always like pretty
That's
quiet.
sweet.
You know what else I noticed is right outside there's like an outdoor basketball court. So I decided I think when it gets warmer I might hoop a little bit.
That is sweet.
Yeah, I might lace them back up, start shooting hoops again. It's been a minute.
When's the last time you played?
I played like once or twice with my buddy John Opine when I lived in Iowa City. We went to like this little
Yep.
park and we played like a little one-on-one. He wanted to like push me, get me back into it, push the knee a little bit. And I was definitely nervous, but I felt good afterwards. So as long as I don't push it too hard, and I don't think I can play like full court games anymore, or I really don't want
Never.
to. Yeah, I really don't have like the motivation to because that was like the most miserable experience ever trying to recover from that. So if I can avoid any sort of injury at all costs, I would like to.
Yeah.
Um, but I would definitely like to like have the feeling of shooting again. Like that's a great feeling.
Yeah. No, it's crazy how I've started running a little bit more, but I get bored like how much I just like doing sports as a method of like working out. It's just way more fun. Even if it's like just at a hoop, just passing yourself and just jumping and shooting and running, getting the rebound. Like I get a better workout of that than going and running 4 miles.
Definitely. It's like way more boring to just like run on a treadmill or something.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sucks.
I know. I did the stair stepper the first day at the gym and I
Oh,
almost
your
puked.
booty.
I almost puked everywhere. It was brutal. Like I didn't realize how hard a stair stepper is because normally when you're going upstairs, I'm huffing and puffing, but I can stop and take a break or hold the railing or something. But here I was just hauling ass up these stairs and like it's just continuous stairs. It was just
Yep.
brutal.
The my worst or my least favorite workout that we always would do in gym class, we did it maybe like once a month. It was we had to do 100 push-ups in 10 minutes. So you did uh, 10 push-ups straight for 10 minutes. And it like sounds kind of easy, the first, few minutes is just super easy. But you get to the end and it was brutal. But it was after 10 minutes, it was like you felt super good about yourself. It was like, dang, like your arms are numb. It was perfect. That was my nemesis.
Yeah, it's always a good feeling like when your arms feel just like puffy and like full of just juiced out muscle. And
Oh
then
yeah,
that
there's a lot of
yeah,
juice.
like right after a nice lifting session, you just feel juiced out.
Yeah.
When's the last time you hooped? Do you still hoop?
I was gonna play in a league this winter, and I decided with studying it just didn't have the time, and just like with traveling and stuff. And so last, I guess when I go home to Minnesota, I play. There's a good group of guys that play. They call it All Man Ball. Just people around the community. It's really good pickup. So whenever I go home to Minnesota, I play before. Like they play at 5:30. So I've been playing with those guys since I was like a freshman in high school. Um, so good group of guys. It's really good pickup. So say sporadically, once every few months. And then I played probably once every other week or so. And like, there's a blacktop near me in Chicago. So not enough.
That's a good
It's
amount
hard.
though.
It's
I
hard to
mean,
get, it's hard to get court space. And like, I don't want to drive 30 minutes to go play. It's just,
Yeah.
it's tough.
At that outdoor court by you, is there always people balling?
We had a good group chat and stuff. It was a pretty low key court, which was nice because then when we had a group chat, we could get enough guys to play, and we didn't have to worry about like not having a court. So that was nice, but I couldn't just like randomly show up. There might be nobody there. So
Yeah, but sometimes that's good if you're just trying to go shoot.
that's true. That's
But
true.
if you're trying to run fives, then yeah.
I hate playing pickup though with like randos that like just like don't even know how to if Like I hate that. That grinds my gears.
You like playing with like competitive pickup only?
Yeah, or like it doesn't have to be competitive, but like if it's not even gonna be a good workout for me, and like they're just and I'm not like if people are bad at basketball and they go play pickup. I mean, I'm bad at basketball, but like people are really bad at basketball. Like, it's great for them to to get into the game. I'm not like crapping on that, but like I just don't really want to play with people who are like never played before.
No, Craig Nielsen, breaking news. If you're shitty at basketball and you live in Chicago, do not go anywhere near outdoor courts.
Yeah.
Keep it to
I
your
just don't see the
driveway.
value in that. I always thought it was a waste of time.
Well, maybe it's a good workout for people.
Yeah, but it's not. If they're like out of shape and bad at basketball, it's not a good workout for anyone. Maybe for them.
You have to get in shape somehow.
Yeah, but at that point, I'd rather just go run.
Well, you would, but some people would rather be, at least
Sure.
chucking. Is there a better feeling?
I said it's good for them, but it's not for me.
Is there a better feeling in the world than just whacking a three and watching it just swish through and hearing the sound of the sweet net?
I don't shoot threes, bro.
Yeah, but you have the
I don't know what
mid-range
that feels
jumper.
like.
Think about a mid-range jumper. Is there a better feeling than just cashing out a mid-range?
Cashing on a mid range over someone who's good, or like medium good.
No, I could go down and do it with no defense. It would still feel
No.
good.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. With nobody on me, or someone who's fine on me, or someone who's good on me. Someone who's bad on me doesn't feel good.
It doesn't feel good to hit a three over
No,
scrub.
I'd rather do it alone. Yep.
You hate scrubs, dude. You don't
scrubs.
even want them. They don't even have. They shouldn't even be able to guard you. That's how just a waste of a people to society they are. That's what you basically just said.
I'm at like when like again like just to our viewers, like we played high school ball. We're not in the NBA. We didn't play college ball. We played on the we practiced with the women's team, so we could dribble and shoot. Like we were fine. But like if we were playing like the rec league at Drake, like that would not have been fun, David.
Like I played a little rec league, and you're right, it wasn't that fun.
Yeah,
because I'm too competitive where it like got frustrating that nobody gave a shit.
Exactly, that's the part. And like if people run, like if there's bad people and they're hustling and running back, like that's fine, that's fun then. But it's oftentimes that when you're bad, you don't really care. You're just there for shooting around, trying to hit that 6 shot, that sky hook, or that fade away, and it's like you airball that and you trash.
All right, yeah, you convinced me.
Anyways, enough of my grinds my gears.
No, you convinced me. I agree. I think it's annoying when like there's like cherry picking and there's like people not trying on defense. Like I don't know. Yeah, that is frustrating. I get that. So,
but if they're bad, they try.
I've just been so removed from basketball that like that stuff I don't even really think about it anymore.
Yeah, that's fair. You ever throw the pigskin?
No, I don't really have anybody to throw the pigskin with. I would if I could, but I don't. I definitely miss throwing the pigskin.
No, Jack, you next on Valentine's Day, you should throw. You want to throw the pigskin around?
Yeah, I tried to get her to run some routes for me, but she just doesn't want to do that. I don't know. I told her I'd buy her cleats and gloves and everything, but she didn't want to go for it.
That's awesome.
So you need to come visit, bring your cleats and gloves. We'll find a grassy field.
I played football in Nebraska a few times.
Yeah, see, you were born to play football in Lincoln, Nebraska. So I'll drive you to Lincoln and we'll go play on the old stomping grounds.
And we'll get Raising Canes afterwards.
Yeah, we'll get Raising Canes. Yeah, we got one right by my apartment. That sounds good. We'll put it on the calendar. I'll send you a calendar invite.
Sounds good.
What else? Oh yeah, it's February 6th, which means the Super Bowl is coming up in 6 days? Super Bowl Sunday is in 6 days. So how are you feeling going into Super Bowl Sunday? Are you going to gamble on it? What are you going to do to watch it? What do you got?
I'm going to be really depressing, David, and you're going to have to carry this segment because I'm not watching. I'm not planning on watching. I'm studying. Sophia's hanging out with friends. She's leaving, and I might have the game on. I'll probably have the game on because I know that's being realistic. But I'm not invested in either team. I hate the Eagles. Chiefs are fun, so I'm kind of rooting for the Chiefs, but I'm just not super interested, and I'll just be studying because I have to do that. So, yeah, So you carry this segment.
The Super Bowl, you're not gonna watch the Super Bowl?
No, I'll have it on. I'll have it on.
I mean, you could. It's at 5:30, so if you woke up early, you could study all day and then take off and watch the Super Bowl.
Um, I I have to like I'll work out or like I've got things to do, David.
Oh, dude, it's like it should
I
be.
have a buddy. I have a buddy in town on Saturday, so my fun time is hanging out with him.
Well, weekends are supposed to be for fun, not for studying.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's disappointing because the Super Bowl to me, I think, should be one of the major holidays. I think that they should make a major holiday. It should be a federal holiday. Monday, you should get off Monday. Here's the deal, government, Biden. Either make it a federal holiday so that the observed holiday is the Monday after the Super Bowl, or change the Super Bowl, Goodell, I'm looking at you, to Saturday, Super Bowl Saturday, so that you can
Mm,
naturally have Sunday off. That way you don't have to create this federal holiday. You can just shift it one day.
that would be sweet.
There's no
Super Bowl
concern
Saturday
for
would be
for
awesome.
there's no concern for minimal rest because it's already a 2 week gap between the NFC and AFC championships and the Super Bowl. So move the damn game back to Saturday. Let people party, let people drink, let people have a good time. Instead, you put it on Sunday. People have to work the next day. It's like, come on. I mean, it's not fair to
Yeah,
working class Americans.
especially East Coast. Like you're wait, are you Central Time? Yeah, you're Central Time, right?
Yeah, Central Time, yeah.
Okay, but like East Coast, that stinks.
Yeah, I
Especially.
mean, it's like, come on, and everybody that goes to the Super Bowl is like not the working class America, is people that can afford
Right.
like $5,000 tickets, minimum for nosebleeds. So those people don't care about like what they have to do the next day. But I feel bad. I feel the worst for the fans of the team that wins. Like all you want to do is party
Oh
all
my
night.
god.
So like I'm sure a lot of people calling sick or whatever. And now in the world that we live in now, with people working from home, it's not as big of a deal. But for those people that have to work, I mean, prayers up, prayers up.
If the Wolves or the Vikings ever win the NBA championship or Super Bowl, like I'm telling my boss ahead of time I'm taking the week off. Like
Yeah. And you deserve that right because you've been a Minnesota fan for a long time. They have not given you any championships, so you deserve to party your ass off if they win.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I
What,
feel the
what,
same
what
way.
so yeah, how long would you take off? Would you like if the Bears are in the Super Bowl? Well, I guess wait, they lost that Super Bowl right with Devin Hester and then
Yeah,
Saints that paid.
2006. Yeah.
But if that was next year, would you going into it? Would you preemptively take off the next day?
Yeah, I would definitely take off the next day, and I would probably come to Chicago for the parade if they win.
That'd be so cool.
So get ready for like a last minute text saying like, "Hey, I'm driving. I'm on my way to Chicago.
Right, right.
Keep your door
In
unlocked."
in 8 years because they miss because Fields is mediocre and then they have to pay him too much and then they can't build a team
No, that's not fair. Think about Pat Mahomes. They paid him that he like started for a year or two, and then they gave him like a $250 million extension.
because he's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, but your argument that they pay him too much
No,
that it hurts the team is invalid.
no, I think there's maybe like four quarterbacks where you can do that with and it's okay.
But NFL contracts, you can like restructure them and like do all that bullshit where you can
Yeah.
like free up cap space to pay other guys. So I think that there's ways around it.
No, there for sure is. Yeah, the NFL cap is kind of a myth. Like you can be pretty creative. But
Yeah.
anyways, I don't think Fields is a top four quarterback. But
Well,
that's
enough of you shitting on Fields. So if Fields and the Bears win a Super Bowl, I'm 100% going to come to Chicago and cover the parade. And
and I
this
will
is
buy your
recorded,
drinks for that
so
whole night because I shit talked Fields all night.
mark my words. This is recorded. There's video evidence that I will come to Chicago for the parade because that will be an electric feeling. Just being immersed in like I've never been to a Bears game. I've never been to like a Bears bar, so I've never been like immersed in Chicago fandom and like Bears fans. So I would love to just have that feeling, especially after winning the Super Bowl, being like
Next year you got
the
to come to a
highest of
game.
highs. Huh?
You next year you got to come to a game.
I know I do want to come to a game. That's definitely on my to-do list for next year. This past year, like was kind of busy and like I didn't really have any money, so like I'm hoping to save up a little bit and go to a game. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
So we'll look at the calendar and see maybe a Vikings Bears game. That would be
Vikings
fun.
Bears would be sick, dude.
Yeah, that would be fun. As long as it's not too cold. I don't want to go to a cold ass game.
Yeah, that's fair. And it probably would be, but well, I guess I don't know. 50.
Well, actually, we were talking about taking the day off, so I have the day off after the Super Bowl this year.
You did? You took PTO?
Yeah. So it worked out perfectly because like 3 months ago, I had some friends from Drake that we were talking about getting together. So we were trying to decide on a date. And we decided this weekend, this upcoming weekend, like a long time ago. I didn't even think about it, think twice about it, because middle of February, usually it's over by now. Usually the Super Bowl is the first week of February. But
Okay.
since the NFL extended the season,
Oh yeah,
it's later.
because yeah,
So we get this
18 weeks.
planned. I take off Friday, so I'm going to go Thursday night, and I take off Monday because one of my buddies took off Monday, so we're going to kind of extend the weekend a little bit.
Yeah,
And then I look and I'm like, that's the Super Bowl on Sunday. I was like, this is amazing. Like I have the day off. Like I didn't even plan it, and like it just worked perfectly. Like, and I asked far enough in advance where no one else could like ask and take the PTO away. So I just like solidified it before anybody knew, and it was locked in. So
that's
I feel
amazing.
electric right now.
That's awesome. That was smart.
And the way it worked out is I'm working a 4 day week this week. I'm working a 4 day week next week because I have Monday off, and then a 4 day week the week after that because it's President's Day.
You were living the life. David is cheery eyed.
Living the dream, baby. Living the dream. Have you seen me smile like this in
Yeah,
months?
I have not. No.
When do you think the U.S. government will implement the 4 day work week? Because I'm getting tired of this 5 day thing.
Oh man, 2035. That's my guess. I don't know.
2035. I hope it's earlier than that because some other countries do it, and I think they do just fine. So I think we could do the 4 day work week. But then being like quote unquote an essential worker, it probably won't even work for me anyways. I probably have to work fucking 5 days anyways. It's bullshit.
I do think though that for the most part, not people work like as long as they like need to. So if we condense it to a 4 day work week, I don't think people would be like less productive. I think they'd be more productive and get it done in a short amount of time. Or I'd rather honestly work, 4 10s than 5 8s.
Yeah, definitely. I'd way rather work 4 10s.
So I can see us moving, and I think we're moving that way anyways with remote work and just being more flexible. But obviously that's not every field, but maybe
Happy
we'll
for
get there
you.
someday.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so we'll wrap it up here because I want to let you get back to studying, but I want to hear a couple things from you before we go, even if it's not this year. Okay, I want to hear number one, who's your pick to win the Super Bowl? Okay,
Yep.
number two, I want to hear what your favorite Super Bowl snack is.
Mm.
Snack, appetizer, whatever, entree. Number three, uh, your favorite Super Bowl beverage, what you're going to reach for when you're watching the Super Bowl next year, because not this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say coffee.
And number four, your favorite thing to gamble on. So that could be like squares, it could be betting props, it could be betting just the spread or the money line, it could be making a friendly wager with a buddy. It could be, last year at the Super Bowl party, here's a little plug for you guys, a fun little game if you have a Super Bowl party going on. Take a red Solo cup, have everybody put $5 in the cup, or they can Venmo somebody, right? And you pass around the cup every time there's a turnover or like a change of possession.
That's
Okay. So
fun.
turnover, punt, interception, fumble, whatever it might be, you pass the cup, and whoever it ends with at the quarter gets the cup.
That's pretty fun. I like that.
So answer the questions for me. Tell me if you need me to repeat any of them because I listed off a lot of things.
Okay, first one I got Chiefs.
Okay. Straight
I
up,
think
Chiefs.
I think it's two good teams. I think the Chiefs are a little better, but I don't know. I don't know. I'd take probably Chiefs. What's the line right now?
It's
Chiefs
Eagles
by
minus 1.5.
Eagles. Oh wow. I think I'd take the Eagles there. Yeah. Or sorry,
You
the
just said
Chiefs
you
there.
love the Chiefs.
Sorry, Chiefs. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm taking the Chiefs. Yeah. Um, favorite snack? I don't know. I'm a sucker for good wings.
Bone in or boneless?
Bone in.
Okay.
Beverage, beer.
What kind of beer?
I,
Which beer?
I actually like for fun events like this. I would enjoy having a couple like nice beers, like nice craft IPAs, and I'd switch to like Bud Light. Would be my dream scenario. Or I don't even care. Like any hams, Coors Light, whatever. We've done the cheap beer thing. Like
I like the
you
I
name it,
like
I'd
the
be
Bud
fine.
Light choice. Dilly dilly.
I'd probably go hams though. I'd be hams.
Okay, hams.
And then favorite bet. I don't know. I don't bet a lot. I think that I'm always intrigued by the national anthem. That's a fun one. I
Like how
really
long
like
it
your.
goes?
Yep. And I like your the red solo cup idea. That is fun. I also really like betting on turnovers though. I think that's a fun one. That's kind of fluky. So that's a fun one that I normally do with
So you just
with
root for
family friends.
chaos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even like it's over under like 3.5 turnovers. Like I think that's just a fun bet to do because then even at the end, you're rooting for someone to get a pick or to not throw a pick or whatever. So
Yeah. Well, the episode we're recording tomorrow for the Amateur Hour podcast is betting picks and like different props that we like and
Yep.
betting on the game. So tune into that if you want some betting tips or props that we're going to be joining in on because it's always fun to win or lose with somebody else, you know. So
Yeah.
so if you choose to bet with me, then we can celebrate together or we can mourn together, you know. But if you go against me, don't text me if you win and I lose. Yeah.
I
So
like that. All
my
right, what are
my
your four
picks, I'll
quick?
rattle mine off. I like the Eagles, so we're going to be going against each other there. I think they're just a very tough team all around. I think they're a better team all around. I like Mahomes better than Hurts. I think he's better. I think the coaching is better for the Chiefs, but I think pretty much everywhere else the Eagles are better. So I
I
do
agree
like
with
the
all
Eagles.
that.
I think I'm gonna bet on them. I hope I don't regret it, but I just they just looked dominant the last couple weeks.
Yeah, I think I agree with everything you said.
Number two, God, I love wings too. But I'll switch it up. I will say like barbecue meatballs. Have you
Mm,
had those? Kind of like
yeah, amazing.
teriyaki type barbecue type
Hmm.
meatballs.
Kind of like weenies, but with balls.
Yeah, with balls. Yeah, balls of meat, balls of ground beef. I will say a ice cold Bud Light, dilly dilly. Just bought a case. I'm ready to roll.
Nice.
Um, and lastly, I'm just going to be hammering the DraftKings, on my phone because I'm going to be in Iowa. So that's another icing on the cake. I'm going to be in the
That's
state of
huge.
Iowa. So I don't have to drive my ass across the border to Council Bluffs to put bets in. I'm going to be in the state of Iowa, the beautiful state of Iowa that allows gambling. So I cannot wait to just unleash my account in the Super Bowl.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for you, David.
Thanks. Yeah.
I'll have fun studying while you're getting hammered and winning money.
Do you want me to text you updates? You want me to like FaceTime you anytime something cool happens
No,
or?
my phone's gonna be in this locked box.
Oh yeah, the lockbox should get there in 2 days via
Yeah.
Amazon Prime shipping.
Yeah.
Okay, last
All
thing. This is completely unrelated to anything we've talked about, but I saw this on Twitter, so I wanted to ask you.
right.
You're facing 20 years in prison for a crime your friend did. You're 100% innocent. Are you snitching or are you going to prison?
Oh my God. My friends are gonna hate me. I have to snitch. I
You're
think. I don't know.
snitching?
20 years, like that's my life, bro.
That's a long time.
I don't know.
You'd be
I don't know.
55, 56.
Oh my God.
That's tough.
Yeah, I'm snitching. I'm snitching. I'm sorry.
Okay, what's the
What are you doing?
I love that you just didn't even hesitate. What's the threshold? At what year mark do you
Five.
snitch?
5.
Okay, yeah, I
No, no,
kind
no,
of
no.
agree.
Yeah, okay. So 10 for sure. 10 for sure I snitch. Like 10 years is too much. 5 to 10 is the fuzzy. Less than 5, I think I'd like to say that I wouldn't snitch.
Yeah, I think less than five, I like to think I wouldn't snitch. Oh, 5 to 10, like you said, it's kind of a gray area. It kind of depends on who the friend is.
Or what's the crime? Like, is it like murder or like sex offender or like
Well,
is this
well,
like
no, but it doesn't matter because the crime doesn't matter because it's how many years in prison.
sure, sure.
So, but you're right. Like you don't want to be falsely known as like a murderer or like a rapist or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, so that makes sense.
And then
But
like
let's
too,
just
like if my friend like rapes someone, I'm like, I don't support that. Like,
yeah, yeah. Let's just say it's some sort of like tax fraud or something
Yeah,
minor.
yeah. Big tax fraud.
Okay, Greg, it's been fun, buddy. This is a good start to season two, I think. Anything else you want
Yeah.
to talk about?
So we're tentatively or we're planning on having Nicole Melby, friend of the show, on for a St. Patty's Day where we'll be drinking green beer in about a month. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, look forward to that. Hopefully, you guys can get your green beer ready so you can drink along with us.
Awesome. Thanks, David. This is great.
All right, thanks, buddy. It's
All
been a
right.
pleasure. Thank you all for listening. This has been episode 21 of Peaked in College, aka episode 1 of season 2. So thank you all for listening and staying tuned this far. Craig, take care, buddy. Happy
Go
studying.
Chiefs.
Go Eagles.